Taliban says U.S. fought a meaningless war as American troops begin withdrawal. The U.S. has formally begun withdrawing its remaining troops from Afghanistan as it brings to an end America's longest war. Hey, welcome to the Offbeat Defense News. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe for upcoming factual interesting videos. Thanks. Joe Biden had said he wanted the remaining 3,500 U.S. service personnel to begin pulling out of the country on May 1st, with September 11th, the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks that precipitated the invasion of Afghanistan, the deadline for all troops leaving. Before his election defeat, Donald Trump had set May 1st as the date by which all U.S. military personnel would have left. On the eve of the beginning of the withdrawal, Taliban spokesman Suhail Shaheen told the Associated Press, "We are telling the departing Americans, you fought a meaningless war and paid a cost for that, and we also offered huge sacrifices for our liberation." He added, "If you open a new chapter of helping Afghans in reconstruction and rehabilitation of the country, the Afghans will appreciate that." Announcing the withdrawal on April 14th, Mr. Biden said it was time to put an end to what he called a forever war. He said he believed a U.S. presence in Afghanistan should be focused on the reason why we went in the first place, to ensure Afghanistan would not be used as a base from which to attack our homeland again. "We did that. We accomplished that objective," he said from the treaty room at the White House, where former President George W. Bush announced the beginning of Operation Enduring Freedom on October 7, 2001. "I said, among with others, we would follow Osama bin Laden to the gates of hell, if need be," he said. "That's exactly what we did, and we got him. But that was a decade ago," Mr. Biden said, "and we've stayed in Afghanistan for a decade since." Sunday marks the 10th anniversary of the killing of bin Laden by U.S. Special Forces after he was tracked down to a house in the Pakistan city of Abbottabad. At the height of the Afghanistan conflict, there were about 100,000 U.S. troops in the country. Some 2,442 lost their lives, as did tens of thousands of Taliban and Al-Qaeda fighters and Afghan government forces. America's NATO allies lost 1,144 troops, with Britain suffering 454 military and civilian deaths. Last year was the first in which no U.S. or NATO troops were killed. The Costs of War Project estimates that 47,245 Afghan civilians have been killed during the conflict, and that millions more have been displaced. The past year has seen an increase in violence, despite ongoing peace talks. The Taliban is now thought to control more than half of the country. In a statement on Saturday, Taliban military spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid said the start of the complete withdrawal opened the way for Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, Mujahideen, to take every counteraction it deems appropriate against the occupying forces. However, he said Taliban fighters would wait for a decision from the leadership before launching any attacks, and that decision will be based on the sovereignty, values and higher interests of the country.